Dear friends in Jesus Christ, we all have the desire to know what others think and talk about us. There can be different reasons for this desire. Sometimes we may do something good and we want to know what others talk about this good deed that we have done, or about the person who has done the good deed. Sometimes we might have accomplished something and we have the desire to know what others talk about or think about this accomplishment. Sometimes we also may want to know what others talk about our status in the society. Or sometimes some people might commit some mistakes, some errors or some crimes, and they may want to know what others talk about this particular crime or the person who has committed this crime. So there can be so many different reasons for our desire to know what others think and talk about us. Jesus in today's gospel also wants to know what others tell about him. The gospel passage is taken from Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 9, verses 18 to 22. Here Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" He receives different kinds of answers. Some say that you are Elijah, some say that you are John the Baptist, some others also say that you are one of the prophets who is risen from the dead. Jesus has proven to the people that he is someone who is different from others. That is why people are able to identify him with John the Baptist or Elijah or one of the prophets. And after hearing all these answers, Jesus asks the next question. He looks at the disciples and asks, "Who do you say that I am?" Among all the apostles, only one answers. Peter stands up and says, "You are the Messiah." The mission of saving the people, the mission of salvation is not going to be over with the death and resurrection of Jesus. It has to be continued. And that has to be continued by the apostles whom Jesus has chosen. If a teacher does not know a lesson, she cannot teach the students properly. If a man starts a work without knowing it, he cannot complete the work properly. Similarly, if the apostles do not know who Jesus is, they cannot carry out the work which will be entrusted to them in the future, the work of salvation. That is why Jesus wants to know whether these apostles have understood who Jesus was. And Simon Peter gives the right answer, "You are the Messiah." As soon as Jesus hears this answer, he does not tell them, "Go and proclaim this to the whole world." He does not tell them, "Go to every person and tell that I am the Messiah." But he tells them to be silent, because time will reveal to the people that he is the Messiah. The disciples have to wait until then. They have to be silent. There is something more to be done. People have understood through the deeds and words of Jesus that he is someone who is different. By seeing the miracles which he performed, by listening to his talks, people understood that he is not a normal person. But people also will understand that he is the Messiah once he accomplishes the work that is entrusted to him. The work of Messiah is to carry the sins of the people on his shoulder together with the cross, to suffer for the sake of the people, and to be crucified on a mountain. Then he has to die for the sake of the people. He has to be buried, and on the third day he should be raised. Only after that people will understand him to be the Messiah. Therefore, he tells the apostles to be silent until then. The time will reveal it to the people. Yes, my dear friends in Jesus Christ, there is time for everything. God has fixed a time for everything. That is what we read in the first reading of today. The first reading is taken from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1 to 11, where the author says, there is time for everything. God has fixed a time for everything, and whatever he has fixed happens according to his plan. God has made the people to realize the value of the time, but man is not able to understand the plan of God until the end. But he definitely has a plan, and he has fixed time for every plan to be accomplished. So there is time for everything. We should wait with hope on the Lord. Then he definitely will save us. He will protect us. When we have that trust in the Lord, and when we cooperate with the time plan of God, we grow in our life. Instead, in the world we see different kinds of chaos created by the human beings. We don't cooperate with the time plan that is set before us by God. We just make a time plan for ourselves, just for our own life. We become more selfish to fix the time plan. We don't give time for God. We don't give time for our fellow human beings. We don't give time for this nature. Therefore, we lead ourselves and the whole world to destruction. My dear friends in Jesus Christ, it is very good to have a time plan in our life, but in that time plan, we should have a place for God. We should have place for our fellow human beings. We should have place for the nature. Definitely for the nature, because the nature and we are not different. We are part of the nature. If there is no nature, we are not there. Therefore, we should give time even for the nature. That is what is the exact plan that God has for us. If we don't cooperate with this plan, if we don't give time for each thing in time, definitely we are going to ruin ourselves. Therefore, dear friends, ask the Lord to give us the realization that He has fixed a time plan for us, and everything happens according to the plan that He has set for us. And ask Him to give us the strength that we may be able to cooperate with the time plan that He has set for us, so that we will lead the world to growth, and that we all may be able to live happily, joyfully in this world. May God bless us all. Amen.